So, let us just eat a little, and then we'll continue with our subject. Let's try some of these. These look good. What about you guys? What are you having for lunch on this Saturday? You have work today? You guys have work on Saturdays? I don't have work on Saturdays. Yum. So, right now, I'm studying how to edit so our videos can be better for you. Try this one first. It's good.
Next time.
Okay. You only like talong.
Yeah. By the way, I would like to share with you the many varieties of talong. Of course, the simplest one is inihaw. Then there's a frito. There's also what we call tortang talong. The eggplant just rolled with egg and fried. No filling like this one. And then Joy is making some sort of talong na may gata. This is, you ihaw the talong, put it on a platter, top with chopped onion, tomatoes, little chili green, and then pour coconut oil. The first extract, coconut milk. I'm sorry, coconut milk. The first extract of the coconut milk, just to wet the top of that. Oh, yummy! It's very good. Little anghang, with gata. Sometime we will show you that. Right, Joy?
Tita Joy's also with us on the table, but we're not ready to be featured, so it's just Lola and I, which is okay. You'll see her soon. Yeah, I'll tell her you miss her. They miss you. Okay. Just a little bit more. Now jump right into our story time.
Continue with talking. Your condition.
Okay. I'm so eating. You know how we cook our vegetables? We don't overdo it. So we always like it. We always like it a bit firm. Because if it's overcooked, it gets soggy. Yum. This is good.
Plain salt and pepper.
My chicken is so good. I'm just putting a bit of salt. Okay. So, hold on. I'm gonna just do it. So, as I was saying, I have a condition called eczema. For those of you who don't know what eczema is, it's a chronic skin condition wherein the skin cannot moisturize itself. Cannot moisturize on its own. So the skin may get very, very dry and flaky, sometimes with oozing blisters, swollen, very red. So I've had this since I was a kid. I've had flare-ups, as what we call it. So there are times that I'm really not able to go out, not able to go to school, not able to go to work. And then there are times that it goes away and I'm normal, I'm okay. But of course, it leaves a lot of marks. So you know that you're not normal. So because I had this, I went through a couple of doctors, dermas, and they gave me oral medications. They gave me steroids if I have flare-ups. They asked me to drink for, like, let's say 3 days, 5 days, sometimes 7 days. They also gave me topical creams, but sadly none really worked, you know. It just gave me some good days, but it didn't really work 100%. So up to now, I'm not gonna say I'm healed or I'm 100% better, but I'd like to think that this 2019 is gonna be like a turning point when it comes to my eczema. Why is that? Because in 2018, last year, I saw this YouTuber. You can check him out. His name's Rob Stewart. That's ROBSTUART. He had eczema, he had skin issues, and he was able to kind of control it for a long time. Until today, he hasn't had any flare-ups. He has been free of flare-ups for about 7 years. And I was so inspired. So I listened to his video, and he was saying that the main solution for your eczema is to actually fix what you eat. You have to eat clean. You have to cleanse your system, you know, and find out what food work for you. But it's a long process because years and years you have eaten like food that will make your eczema worse. So remember, there's inflammation. So if you eat dairy products, dairy food can cause inflammation. If you eat a lot of meat, well, if you eat meat, but I will tell you later why I eat meat. If you eat meat, it can also worsen your eczema and all these other junk food that a normal person can eat but an eczema person cannot eat. So I tried to do that in 2018. That was about April. I fixed my diet for about 5 months, I think, or 4 months. I was eating so clean and all my eczema started coming out. But it was expected. It was expected. He said it in the video. Your body is going to purge. So I was covered in eczema and I had to stop work. And that was July last year. And this was the time that I had a lot of time in my hands and started watching mukbang. But anyway, going back to the topic, I started to break out really bad. And then as I continued watching her videos, I found out that I shouldn't be using steroids, but I've been using steroids for so long. And when I cold turkey stopped it, my God, I turned for the worst. And I tell you, the worst. Like I couldn't handle it on my own. My Lola had to bring me to the doctor. So at first, I was trying to heal myself naturally, but it came to a point that I couldn't handle it. I was so red, I was so swollen, I was oozing, I was bleeding, I was crying in the shower. So my Lola had to bring me to the doctor, and the doctor said, you cannot just stop steroids in an instant. You know, your body will revolt, kind of, which happened. So the first doctor I went to was an allergy doctor, not a dermatologist, mind you. And she put me on steroids, really high dose of steroids, for about maybe 10 days, I'm not sure. And my skin kind of got better. It got better for a time, for the duration of the time that I was taking steroids, but it was on a decreasing amount. So I was able to kind of move a little, and I thought I could go back to work. But to cut the story short, when the dosage was really low, I turned red. Redder than how I was the first time I saw her. It was so bad. It was horrible. So
I was
bad.
practically on my toes the whole day and even night. You know, I kept checking on her,
Yes.
especially when she makes the in and she cries. Oh,
I cry every day.
nightmare for us.
Nightmare, we tell you. It was hell.
Really. And she looked bitter.
Oh yeah. I mean, up to now, you notice, oh okay, let's stop for a while. Hold on. We'll be back.